Do you know what's happening in 25 weeks? The holiday season begins. In this video, I've partnered up with Sandra Sirles. She has a whole ton of different dies for the holiday season. And so I'm going to show you in this video how to make a really cute pendant with these two dies. And if you want to see even more, be sure to check out my Instagram, my reels and stories, and I'll show you some other inspirations that I've created based off of some of her other dies. Why are we doing holiday things already? Well, if you are a jeweler or crafter or anything like that, you know that now is the time to prepare for your holiday shows. So let's jump in and let me show you how I make this cute little Santa. So first things first, I need to place my metal into my die and punch it out. Notice that I use a lot of spacers. Now here's our shape, and we still have a little bit of cleanup to do for the hat. On the beard, I wanted to have kind of a soft matte finish, one that sparkles a little bit. So these wire wheels from Guess Wine are going to do the trick for me. You do need to use caution because they will definitely tear off your skin. However, you can use these to create this beautiful Florentine finish on the metal. And then what I like to do, once I have my metal completely covered, I'll go back and engrave a design that's really going to pop and sparkle. But before that, I need to solder these two elements together. So first things first, I'm going to flux everything up, especially where I'm going to be soldering my elements. Make sure that you coat both elements that you are going to be soldering together with your flux, and that's going to help ensure that your solder is going to flow better. Testing the fit there, looks good. Now I need to place my solder. With my solder placed, I can now put the little cap on top, and I'm also going to place his nose. A couple pieces of solder in there, and now I'm ready to heat everything up. Because this is a little larger piece, it is going to take a little bit more heat, and it might actually take a little bit more time. But paying attention to the story of your flux and your metal, you should be able to see when that solder begins to flow and when you're at the right temperature. And here we go after coming out of the pickle and a little bit of a brush cleanup. Now you can also see here I've added some engraved details. I wanted to put some little pom-pom texture on his hat. So here I'm going to drill out some holes. These are 0.8 millimeters. I'm going to be using balled up 20 gauge wire. For this part, I'm going to use my pulse arc welder. First thing I'm going to do is create a bunch of balled head pins. Then I can insert them in through the holes that I've drilled into the hat, cut them down to size, and then when I tap it with the welder, it just is going to ball up, and then I'll have the little bald heads on either side of my pendant. One nice thing about the welder is it gives you perfectly little round balls, even with sterling silver. And he's looking really good at this point in time. Last thing I need to do is set the stone for his nose. In this case, I've chosen a red CZ from Halstead. Once I've assured that it's in position, I use my tube setting punches, give a few taps with the hammer, and now we're finished. I like to use the tube setting punch as a burnisher to give that nice high shine right around that bezel. And as you can see, it's looking pretty darned good. One final step to do is just to clean everything up, make sure all of my textures match the way they should, and now it's ready to wear. So as you can see, just with a little bit of creativity and ingenuity, some stamps, some textures, a few stones here and there, you have a whole line of fun holiday accessories. And she's made this deal even sweeter because between now and July 29th, she is offering you 20% off of her winter category. So be sure to check that out, as well as my discount code for 5% off a hydraulic press, in case you still need one of those too. As always, I'll include all the information and links down below in the description. And if you have questions, be sure to drop those into the comment section. If you're enjoying these videos, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell. Mark that you want all notifications so that you don't miss any of the good tool reviews that are coming up soon.